Welcome to Wrestling and Everything Coast to Coast with your host, Buddy Sotelo Esquire. And this week, I'm flying solo, but I've got three wonderful guests tonight that I'm really excited to have. And as a lot of people know, we're sort of the favorite sons of Portland here at Wrestling and Everything Coast to Coast. We're staying all on the left coast here. I'm in San Francisco, but we're welcoming, first of all, Matt Legit from the Portland Wrestling Facebook site. We've got Nick Massey, who's with Captain's Corner, and we've got our good old friend Casey Wood, also known as Kid Chrome, my esteemed opponent in the days of APW, All Pro Wrestling. So you're all guys north of me, but welcome to tonight's show, and thank you for joining us.
And I want
Thanks
to say
for having us.
Nick's on the other coast.
I'm on the East Coast, Russ.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
You're promoting the Portland Hall of Fame show.
Yes, correct. Captain's Corner, we've gone international in the last year. We were at a show in Montreal, of course, back for our second show in Portland. Yes, but I am in the East Coast, so it's almost dessert time where I am. Not that I eat too many more of those.
Very good, very good. So, in fact, tell us all about the Portland, because that's why we're here, is to talk about the
Sure.
Portland Wrestling Hall of Fame event that you're having.
Well, and thanks for having me on again, Russell. And I know this has been a few weeks delayed, but it's going to be well worth it. I'm really excited to be here. We return on February 21st to the Holiday Inn right at the Portland airport, and it's Portland Wrestling Expo 2. Coming a year later after the initial soiree, we're really excited to be back in the Pacific Northwest, and we've got a great group of guys coming. Of course, the Grappler returns. He's always a crowd favorite. Top Gun, who, as Matt will tell you, one of only a handful of guys to hold the Triple Crown in the Pacific Northwest territory.
True.
We've got Chief Jules Strongbow, Hustler Rip Rogers, Dr. Tom Pritchard, Gorgeous Joey Jackson, Precious Paul Ellering, and then, we've got some Hall of Famers. We got Godfather. Some people know him as Papa Shango. Got a Hall of Famer in my book.
As the Soul Taker.
Soul Taker, sure.
Yeah.
Kaba Mustafa.
Yeah,
Kaba Mustafa.
The Supreme Fighting Machine.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we're announcing. Matt knows because I'm just telling him off air. We're announcing, the legendary Minoru Suzuki this week, and that is going to be really exciting. So it's got a little bit of everything. The Portland Wrestling Expo 2. It's got your old school guys that work the Owens family territory. There's a lot of younger talent that's currently doing a great job in the Pacific Northwest. Your international names like the Godfather, Ken Patera, and I'm really excited for February 21st at the Holiday Inn Portland Airport.
And it's good to see you, by the way, Nick. It's been a long time.
Yeah, good to see you, my friend.
So we've had Len.
We traveled together.
We've had Len Denton on the show. We just had Princess Vicky on, Victoria.
She's awesome.
She was
awesome.
she lit the show up. She was really talk about candid. Somebody that doesn't mind just saying what's on her mind. So tell us a little bit about who's going to be inducted in the Hall of Fame this time around.
Yes, and it's actually our inaugural class. As Matt will tell you, last year when we did the expo, one of the featured events that day was the Portland 100 Q&A. And I know Matt will have some details at some point soon where everyone watching, and listening at home will be able to get their hands on that. I love you, Matt. That Q&A.
Everything. Matt knows everything.
He does. He's got his hand in all the pots. But
right, exactly.
When I was thinking of a concept that we could do in addition to the expo, because of course the expo is where memorabilia dealers will be there selling all kinds of goodies. We're gonna have Tom Peterson there. They're gonna be selling all kinds of awesome tchotchkes.
Not the actual Tom Peterson. He's
no.
dead.
You're right.
Seance. Nick is leading a seance.
In my closet right now. I can
Correct.
Get it right now.
Please do, Casey.
Shirt.
That's awesome. But yes, the curator of the Tom Peterson, brand will be there, and then of course,
watch, but or his haircut, but
the haircut, I would have loved to get one right from him back in the day. But yeah, we've got all kinds of memorabilia dealers, a great place to meet the wrestlers, get autographs, take photos, but then also the feature.
The belts too.
Oh, there you go. Is that the Intercontinental or is that the Pacific Northwest?
That's
it's a
the
little
Pacific Northwest.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there's the championships. I see it right there.
These are the knockoff jabroni belts either. These are Reggie
Honestly,
Parks.
I think the Pacific Northwest title, the one that Casey has, is one of the most beautiful championship belts in existence.
That's the TV one, which is the thing, but this is the real deal, not the eBay knockoffs. You know, that you always see, which is great.
No, yeah, everyone gets those emails about how to get the belts, but no, those look like good quality belts. But
my Tom Peterson shirt.
Yeah, and so be able to get something like that similar at the expo. But yeah, so that evening we were looking for an additional event to kind of go along with the expo, and I was thinking, there's a lot of people, as Matt will tell you. Matt did a great job of taking a poll on the most popular and the most hated names in the Pacific Northwest area. And, there's a lot of people that deserve to, get honored and, receive their flowers, whether it's posthumously, whether it's in person to receive them. So decided to come up with the Pacific Northwest Wrestling Hall of Fame dinner. And, a bunch of people are going to get their flowers and get their awards, literally. And Playboy Buddy Rose, Don Koss, and the Grappler are the three announced inductees. And we got one more that'll be coming this week. Once again, Matt may know, but everyone else will find out during the week.
That's wonderful. So, tell me where it's going to be and like how people, if they're interested in attending, how they can go.
Absolutely. It's going to be once again. We're back at the Holiday Inn at the Portland Airport, and there's the Tom Peterson shirt.
I told you got one.
That's awesome. Back at the Holiday Inn, Portland Airport. Once again, February 21st, the expo is going to run 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. The awards dinner is going to start between 4:15 and 4:30. Should run right around 2.5 hours, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes. Full dinner, and then four legends are going to be inducted. That's going to be, like I said, right after the expo, and both events are at the Holiday Inn. You can go over to pwexpo.com. All the ticket information is there. As a heads up, all dinner tickets must be ordered by February 9th because the hotel has given me a very strict cutoff in terms of needing a head count for the dinner and whatnot. But I'm looking forward to it. Can't believe we're coming up on just about a month until the 21st of February.
So, Matt, you're also going to be present there as well, correct?
I will be there. I will have a lot of pictures for sale. And I will have copies of the Portland Wrestling 100 Years of Excellence documentary available on digital video disc. I will have, I'll have Teal Piper there. Teal will be there, the daughter of Roddy Piper. I believe that weekend she will be competing for the first ever Women's Pacific Northwest Women's Pacific Northwest Championship in Portland wrestling history.
Well, if they need a belt, they can
right now.
Use one of mine.
We're having a belt that looks not dissimilar to that one, tooled right now. And I don't know how happy I am about the price of it, but, that's because I'm a notorious cheapskate. Though wrestlers are always happy when I pay them, I must say. They do like the POs that I provide. It's everything else.
When it is a championship, when it's a first-time championship, you want it to look nice and professional and everything worth the blood and sweat that people are going to put into it.
Casey paid more for his belts than I'm paying for mine, but he got to have Dave Milliken make them.
Yeah, exactly. Dave Milliken and Reggie Parks made it, so that's a little more expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the original.
You know who that is.
Yeah, Reggie Parks knows what he's doing with belts, so it's worth the money that you pay him. So, Nick, tell me how you got started in professional wrestling and what got you into where you are right now.
Sure. So it's not too dissimilar to a lot of stories. I just grew up a fan, And at first it was where I was, as Matt told you, I'm in the East Coast, so I grew up with the WWF during the big '80s boom, and that was the wrestling I had for my first 5-6 years. Then I
You
started.
grew up in New York City? Did you grow up
Yeah,
in
born and raised in New York. I'm in Connecticut now, so I'm in New England now. But yeah, born and raised in New York
Where in New York?
at the Bronx, New
Okay.
York, country club, country club.
We've got Evan Ginsberg, who's from there.
I know Evan. Yeah,
My
Evan.
parents are from New York. My mom lived near Forest Hills. And my
Okay, is
dad
that
was-
Queens?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
my dad was over on near Crown, where the Crown Heights.
Okay, yeah, I know. And I was actually, you brought up Evan full circle. I was about maybe 2 weeks ago. I was right next to Evan at a convention in Long Island. There was a big wrestling convention out there. I had Mr. Hughes and Evan was there. He had a bunch of great memorabilia and merchandise he was selling. So yeah, I am though in the New England area now, but like everyone, I grew up a fan. And at some point, about 15 years ago, when we were getting ready to have our first child, my fiance at the time and I, and now my wife, we wanted to kind of, consolidate some of the stuff I had because I was moving stuff in from my mother wanted to get rid of the stuff and we didn't really want to bring a lot of it in. So decided to get rid of a lot of my wrestling memorabilia. And the best way we thought I could get rid of the wrestling memorabilia was working a convention, a wrestling convention that was coming up. So one of the big conventions at the time was called Legends of the Ring. It was in the New Jersey area. And I went a bunch of times as a fan and I signed up to be a vendor for the first time in 2011. And, after I sold a lot of my goodies over the next few years, made some money back, but got rid of a lot of it. I thought that was kind of end of it. And my wife was like, hey, so, if you still want to do this, you probably have to bring in some of the talent. And that was the first time that the concept really came to me. And it's been over 10 years now bringing in talent. My first guest was Shane Douglas. And, since then, I've probably worked with anywhere from 500 to 600 different wrestlers, in a variety of parts of the country and talent from the oldest talent I probably worked with was Dominic DeNucci. And I've worked with younger talents like Julia Hart and, some of the other names you see on AEW TV. So, I would do this full time. We have virtual signings. We have conventions in Florida, Montreal, New England, of course, the Portland Wrestling Expo. And I'm kind of looking to expand my portfolio. So I'd like to hopefully open up a few different cities
I
to
really
run
hope
convention.
I can make it to for the Portland convention. I'm really hoping to make it. I'm trying my best to be there, just to say
how
hi
far-
to people.
How far are you from Portland, Casey?
2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Well, depending on traffic.
Sure.
Yeah,
Not
and
too bad.
If you can come, bring your Reggie Parks belts because I'm sure that'll gain a lot of attention for you.
Yeah. It'd be just fun to see a lot of people I haven't seen for, I'm aging myself a long time, but it'd be so much fun to see so many people that I grew up with, and all that stuff.
Sure.
It does seem like there's a lot of this camaraderie with Portland and the people that wrestle there.
Oh, big time.
There
for
seems to be
sure.
this like family kind of attitude. And why do you think that is? What Matt, why don't I throw that over to you?
Well, I mean, it could just be as simple as it was, this rural part of the world back then that you kind of escaped to, and whatever happened there, and wherever you're going back to, you can leave it all behind. It could be that. It could be really that just, it's one of a handful of territories that made it to the late 80s, early 90s. And so you have those people still alive, I would think that, some of these people would feel just as fondly about their experiences in maybe like Roy Shire's promotion, let's say, if Roy Shires had made it another decade. But he had a heart attack, and so come, 1982 or whatever, he was done in the business. And so it could just be simple as that.
Shires was not as beloved as Owens was for you guys.
Well, sure.
No, not for.
Yeah,
But
go
that
ahead.
doesn't
for
change
me-
the camaraderie amongst the boys.
I was 4 years old in '79, and I watched Portland wrestling and I didn't know about anything else about territories. I thought it was just Portland.
Hmm.
And one day I was in a 7-Eleven. I saw the Wrestler magazine. I'm like, wow, there's WWF, AWA,
So much more.
uh,
Absolutely.
and I'm like,
I think
I,
there's a
I had
lot of
no, I had no idea. I just thought Portland wrestling that was it.
Mhm.
You know, for me as I'm 4 years old. What do I know?
I see a lot of camaraderie between the guys who came up in APW under Roland Alexander too.
That's
Whenever
us.
I see those guys get together, they always seem
Mm.
to have fond stories to share about those early days in their careers. So
I
that
busted my
tradition maybe still
I
carries on. It's just you don't have
oh
a lot of
sure.
indie promotions that, you know, are I don't know how often APW ran. I assume more than once a month to develop that
Oh yeah.
camaraderie. Maybe it was because they all
Yeah.
came up in the wrestling school together. So that tradition is still out there. It's just much smaller now.
And they made you pay your dues. Trust me, I know. I
Hmm.
was there. There was like 45 guys. Russ can attest to this. Not very many made it through the camp. It was called APW boot camp. Actually it was. People were leaving the first day,
Hmm.
throwing up on you and shit because you know you got to pay your dues. They didn't understand where an Undertaker shirt doesn't make you doesn't help you. They don't care. You're gonna run. You're gonna do 1,000 squats. You're gonna do this, and
Uh,
you know.
Because Roland had a lot of standards. I mean, he didn't just want to just get someone into the ring and just take their money and then just toss them out. He wanted them,
Hmm.
and then suddenly they're, headlining the card because they paid their dues. The fees. He
Yeah,
wanted
but
guys who
paying your
actually had some
dues,
talent.
yeah, paying your dues was a big deal. If you scrub the toilets, clean the ring, sweep the ring, whatever, which I had no problem with. I'd do anything. That's
The
why I
toilets were
made
kind
it
of a
through
problem.
that camp.
The toilets at APW were kind of a problem, and I don't think anyone after
But
Delete Singh got a hold of them.
oh
They never
man.
worked the same after
Oh
that.
geez.
They never worked the same
well,
after that.
but I was already a pro, so I didn't have to deal with delete except for waking him up, drunk at 3 in the morning. Get up, big son of a bitch, and then he'd beat the crap out of us, and you know.
I remember the tuna prank that you guys did on him. They kept leaving tuna cans all over the place. And you guys stacked them all on top of him while he was asleep. And when he woke up, all the tuna juice spilled all over him. And he chased
Oh my God.
Corey all around
It's
the gym.
disgusting.
And he was going to
That's
kill him.
brutal.
We ribbed the heck, I'm sorry, the heck out of him.
He was an
And
easy mark at times because of how what a fish out of water he was. So, Nick, what are your thoughts about like the camaraderie of Portland wrestlers?
Yeah, I think everyone kind of touched on it a bit. One thing I'll say is that I've thrown conventions and I've put on signings and I've worked at conventions and last year during the expo, a lot of the guys kind of hung around each other for most of the weekend. And a lot of the signings, guys might do their own thing. They might stay in their room. But I mean, for the first expo last year, Grappler, Ricky Santana, Nord,
oh yeah,
Top Gun, they were all around each other pretty much all weekend. Not only at the bar, they were in each other's rooms.
yeah,
It did feel like a family atmosphere. And
the
I think
Bomber Motel.
yeah, sure. Oh God, so many stories about the bomber.
Nick and Ricky
Yeah,
Vaughn
yeah.
were partying together all night long. It was great.
Oh yeah, shout out to our man Ricky Vaughn. Thanks
For
for
sure.
another former Pacific Northwest champion, as everyone knows. Thank you for bringing him up, Matt.
Yeah, I love
Uh,
to
I
bring him
still
up.
have I still have his autograph from '85 in the next room.
oh really?
Yeah.
Was that the sports
Well,
arena?
no, it was in Seaside, Oregon, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
actually dated too. Whatever, but yeah, that's funny. Anyway, go
Nick
ahead.
almost
Sorry.
forgot Ricky was there. They had such a good time. It's all a blur to him.
You know what?
Still a blur to Ricky too.
There's some high spots of the weekend.
Yeah, it
There's
says,
low spots of the
love
weekend.
Ricky Vaughn. Love Ricky
but-
Vaughn. He
but
probably thought it was a girl with long hair.
I think what it is too is that I can and I'll never forget the first Portland wrestling match I saw. It was actually, I forgot who I got the tape from, but it was Buddy Rose versus Jay Youngblood, 2 out of 3 falls match, and Jay Youngblood won the first fall with the side headlock that he cranked about 30 times, and the fans counted each time he did it. Buddy went down 1, 2, 3. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and I think that I see what is amazing about Portland. I feel like it's also amazing about if I picked another territory, I would say the Alabama territory, Southeastern Continental, in that it was a small roster at all points. But
Love
my
Ricky
God.
Vaughn.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
A small roster at some points, but the camaraderie is there. The way, there's that core of the guys that worked for the Owens family in the last 15 years of the territory. There's a similar bond with like the Armstrongs, the Fullers, Dr. Tom Pritchard, Wendell Cooley, Danny Davis, those guys
yeah.
in the
Tom
Alabama
Pritchard was
area.
And Steve Simpson, Billy Two Eagles.
Oh, yeah, if we're talking Portland, absolutely. Yeah, Dr. Tom, he's coming back to Portland. So he's excited about that. I think, bless you, Matt. I think the,
Gray.
the camaraderie. Oh, who's that?
1985.
Oh, the whole scrapbook.
I kept them all in 1985.
That's cool.
I
But
wrote the Bobby Jaggers.
oh man,
So
he's someone I would have loved to have worked with. But I think the camaraderie is there with the fans though too, because I had no less than 5, 6, 7 people come up to me last year, just genuinely thanking me for putting on the expo, because a lot of them had said they hadn't seen wrestling since, whether it was Sandy Bar or when the Owens territory closed. Was that 92, Matt?
92.
Yeah. Whenever it closed and then Sandy Bar, there were some people there that hadn't done anything wrestling related in 25 plus years, which was absolutely amazing to me. And they were there. I mean, Matt could tell you at one point, Mike Miller and the Grappler had longer lines than the Boogeyman Eric Bischoff. And I think that kind of summed up the Expo last year. And I had a great time. I wish I had more time to really kind of sit back and kind of take it all in. But there was something special about the atmosphere and then all of the people getting together. So I'm hoping it's going to have that same feeling on February 21st. And we're back there from round 2.
Yeah, I'll let us get back to Eric, but having met both Eric Bischoff and talked to Len Denton, I'd rather talk to Len Denton. If I had my time, I'd rather speak to him than to Eric Bischoff. But don't let Eric Bischoff know about that.
No, I won't tell Eric. I've worked with Eric before too. Great guy. I've worked with Lenny more though, so that's all I'll say about that. But I had a great time working with both of them, of course.
So let's talk. Let's talk
Len
a little.
Denton's like a legit friend of mine. I mean, he helped me get into the business, and he was always so helpful and gave me a lot of knowledge before I went to APW boot camp. He'd smarten me up about a lot of stuff that I never would have known, before you go to a wrestling school or whatever. And this is 1998. And, but we would hang out at Piper's Pit Stop, his transmissions, or, after hours, and, having a good time. And like, here's where you lock up. I'm like, okay. He was just, I love that guy. Len Denton is a true friend of mine.
He's a gem.
I never liked him.
Oh, shut up.
So let's talk about one of the other inductees that you're
kidding,
having,
by the way.
which is Playboy Buddy Rose. Now, for me, I want to take a moment out and say he's one of those guys that I did not appreciate at the time when I was watching him. I just hated him. I was like, he's a fat piece of S, and I hope he gets beaten up everywhere. And well, it hasn't been until I've been in the business and smartened up and seen what he's done after the fact. And I'm now a gigantic fan of his. I think that he was a master of what he did in ways that I was easily manipulated as a Mark kid. That he absolutely got me with his act. But what do you folks have? What are your thoughts about Playboy Buddy?
Matt, why don't you lead off?
Yeah.
Well, obviously the top heel in the history of Portland wrestling by far. Nobody can surpass the Playboy Buddy Rose.
Well, remember
there's so much there. He did so much, and he dominated this area for so long that you don't, that's not a typical thing to see, a guy who can stay on top somewhere for, almost a decade. And Rip the Crippler Oliver was another guy who just was like on top for a decade, and as heels too.
Yeah.
The greatest promo work. I just can't stop watching Playboy Buddy Rose promos on YouTube. He's so good at it. It's like him and Roddy Piper and Lonnie Main when they were all three here. You just had like three of the greatest promo guys in the history of the business under one roof. And it was in Portland, Oregon, of all places.
And when Buddy turned babyface, the place went
nuts.
Nuts. Yeah, it's on YouTube. Like the whole crowd got in the ring, literally, and the ring was like gonna collapse because they were all so, celebrating his babyface turn.
Yeah.
He had.
Go ahead, Casey. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying my early memories of Buddy Rose was those AWA ESPN replays of him and Doug Summers against the Midnight Rockers, which was still one of the most underrated tag feuds of the late 80s. Probably the best stuff the AWA did in its last 5-6 years, other than Bockwinkel and Kurt Hennig, but right up there with that stuff. And then I got into tape trading. 100%. I got into tape trading, and that's when you realize, wow, Buddy Rose is absolutely amazing. Like Matt said, to be on top as he was as a heel for so long. I mean, really, if you look at it, I mean, Lawler did it as a face, right? The Sheik did it as a heel. That's what really one of the only guys I could think of, the Sheik, that had that kind of longevity in one territory as the heel. I mean, Buddy was the heel, and obviously Piper had a great run and Lonnie Main, but Buddy was there. What would you say, Matt? For like
what else makes Buddy unique about that is like he wasn't like a feared heel like the Sheik was. He wasn't a tough guy like Jerry Lawler could be when he was a heel. He was a complete chicken shit as a heel.
He was a smart ass.
He was, fundamentally a coward, right? Always willing to run away at the first idea that he might lose or get caught. And he was just so good at that. And it's funny you brought up the Jay Youngblood match. I was just at our last show. I was just trying to convince a wrestler that we should do that. That would be
100%. 100%.
And I just like, people haven't seen that in 40 years. If you did that, I mean, if you do it right, you just do it the right way, like Buddy did.
Yeah.
It's called psychology.
People lose their mind when that happens. It's psychology. It's called working.
Yeah.
And it's so foreign to everybody now that like even one of the people I was talking to who was over 40, he didn't grow up here on Portland Wrestling, and so he was just like, "What? You got to be kidding me." But I can go out there and do 55 of these moves in 10 minutes and break my neck almost. Don't you want to see that instead? No, I don't want to see that at all. Nobody here wants to see that. They all paid to see the opposite of that. They want to see you grab a front face lock and sit down on it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, if you know how to work it. If you know how to work it.
Buddy Rose's one-handed push-ups was always funny, too.
Yeah.
I could do a one-handed push-up and then nip up.
And he would take the bump out of the ring. He would fall between the bottom and second rope. head first backwards, and he
Yeah,
could take
head
a
first.
bump
Head
on the back of his
exactly.
neck and shoulders,
Yeah,
falling
yeah,
out of
yeah.
the ring and not kill himself. He was incredible.
And
He was incredible,
and did it
especially just for
nightly.
a pudgy guy, who could do all those things, the one-handed push-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, amazing
I
talent.
remember when he went to WF like the third time he was on Piper's Pit, and he's like, "Watch me do this," and he does a one-handed push-up, on national TV at that time, and
No,
it was
he had no like filter. I mean, he was able to just bring that
there
right
you go,
out to
no
people,
filter.
that the side of him that wanted to aggravate folks and get people worked up, including me. He was so good at that. What do you think like his best match was? You think it's the Jay Youngblood match that he had?
Oh, that's a
Anyone
good
could get.
question.
I mean, to nail
Jesus.
a single match, I mean, that was the whole feud with Jay Youngblood was remarkable. The feud with Lonnie Main was remarkable. I don't,
Yeah,
I'm just not, I'm not
that's
a,
a
oh, this is the best match guy. His entire career was
that's a great
phenomenal. Up,
question.
even when he was way too fat, but they put him with the Avalanche PN News and they became the Beach Boys together.
The Beach Boys, yeah.
And so I remember one time when I was a kid, he touted, he hadn't been around for a while and touted he's going to have this, the liposuction was real popular, right? Back in the 80s, right? And Buddy was going to have the liposuction. He showed up with this, I think they wheeled it out in a radio flyer wagon, even this big bag of fat. But
It wasn't
Buddy
the
was
blow away
exactly
diet.
the same shape he was in, but he was still 350 pounds. But he just told everybody that he had it, and it was remarkably entertaining.
Yeah, no,
The
that's great. Do you think the WWE should have put a title, WWF at the time, should have put a title on him, maybe given him an Intercontinental run or something?
Well, I think that I don't know about that, but if the
it was
house
a
was if it would have sold tickets, sure. But I think that they certainly Vince
I
didn't quite understand how to maximize someone like that to their full potential, which is weird because he got Roddy Piper, and I mean he really understood that. I mean, Buddy was right there with him. He could have kept those houses up too, but it was about
we
Hulk Hogan. It wasn't about
I
heels
think
and
I think during that '82 run that he had, he could absolutely, you could see him going over Backlund or Pedro for either of those titles, no one would have blinked an eye. I mean, realistically, him and Morocco, Morocco wound up taking the IC title right from Pedro. Buddy could have done everything Morocco did, and I love Morocco. I mean, I could see he could have the
oh,
same
I do too.
similar matches with Snuka. They would have been
yeah.
absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
When he went back during that '85 run, yeah, like Matt said, I don't know if Vince Jr. is gonna really probably push him the same way that his dad would have. But yeah, in '82, '83, I think Buddy could have held either title in WWF, and he would have had a good run.
And don't forget the blow away diet.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was
That was
hilarious. And
And
anyone who
all his
doesn't know
stuff
about
in
that, go look it up on YouTube because it is great. It's shtick of the highest order and so funny even to watch now.
all his
You know.
stuff in San Francisco is really great too, even though it's just little televised TV studio matches. It's the promos with Hank Renner are phenomenal, and this guy just totally went from being a nothing Paul Pershman, paying some dues
Yeah.
in world class to completely transforming. And that golden tongue, that silver tongue, took him miles. Took him miles. But yeah, I don't know if Vince would have ever, Vince didn't build his territory around heels. So, but he would have ended up maybe being just a transitional champion for somebody
I was
else.
just
And
gonna say the same thing. Maybe a transitional, but
yeah, and that would have probably done more damage to him than good.
Well,
that's a good point.
he's still so fondly remembered by everybody, and it's nice that you guys are doing a tribute to him. But do you feel like things are kind of coming around full circle for people to appreciate indie wrestling more now than they have in the past, and that maybe the territories they're not coming back, so to speak, that they would threaten the WWE's hegemony or AEW, but that people are really looking to indie stuff because it's basically more entertaining than what we see in the WWE.
I mean, from where I sit, that I'm trying to bring this territory back. It's not hard. There are always little towns that are isolated that are in need of entertainment, which is exactly what professional wrestling was for its first 100 years. And it's been extremely easy for me to find a dozen venues over the last 2 months to run in. So, I mean, we're looking to bring the territory back Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday somewhere in the Northwest. It's just more a matter of, can you find a dozen or 14 wrestlers who want to do that? You know, most of these, I feel like the majority of people are happy just doing it, 2 or 3 times, a month on the weekend, and finding people
actually work.
Yeah, and finding people who can commit to 3 or 4 days a week. We're making it work so far, but we'll see as we continue on here.
And if you need talent, I've got people in Wrestling for Charity that are interested in taking the trip up there.
Okay.
So I used to know guys that would wrestle for California Championship Wrestling on a Saturday, get in the car, drive on up, like guys like Big Ugly, we
got Big Ugly coming in this month. Big Ugly, Luster the Legend.
Just
I might have one more match in me.
There we go. Yeah. I like it.
I think you better try managing.
At least a squash match.
I think you better try managing.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
I get squashed real quick. 5 seconds, I'm out of there.
Yeah. And Nick, what do you think about?
Never mind. I'll just stay home.
Yes. What do you think about the and
What's the worst thing I've ever heard? You bring in for a squash match. Thanks. Jesus.
Hey kid, I'm trying to get you over.
No, you're not.
But you get the quick
for a squash match.
Trust the plan.
So am I squashing somebody else, or are they squashing me?
Listen, who's the pencil here, man? Listen, you know the most dangerous part of the pencil? Right there, buddy. Watch out. Right there.
Eraser. Yes. But
Nick, I'm not new.
I can tell. I'm not
going to come in for a squash match.
I wanted to.
Maybe that's why you're not getting booked. You think you should be in the main.
Well, that's between you guys to work out.
What were you saying, Russ?
Let me keep working.
Nick,
wait a minute here. We have an angle going right now.
Who's the promoter here? It's me, not you, Mr. Wood.
That is how these things work out. If you guys don't, if you listeners don't know how these things work out in between promoter and
you willing to put one of them belts on the line there, Casey?
Oh,
absolutely.
Okay.
All the heat right here. But Nick, I wanted to ask you about putting together these fan
We have an
fests.
angle going right now. A squash match. Jeez.
So
yeah, you have to wear a hood.
Here comes Kid Jabroni Chrome. Squash in 5 seconds.
No, we'll have you put on a hood. You can play the Purple Haze
there
for
you
the
go.
night.
Yeah, always. If you're gonna get squashed,
no,
go
I'm too good
Mr.
looking to wear a hood. Anyway, back to Portland wrestling.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about the putting on Fan Fest because there was one in San Francisco that was done in 2007.
Yeah.
That was
we had talked about that before.
Car wreck combined with an airplane crash of a show. So I'm really fascinated to know how you put together your shows and how you make them as successful as you are.
Well, I think that what we talked about that before, Russell. And I think that person might have been a little over their head when throwing a show. And I think when you're throwing a show, I think you have to stick to whatever budget or whatever. Everything has to have some restrictions, right? You can't do everything on one show. So I think that person went all out for that show. And I know a lot of people did show up, a lot of people didn't show up. Whether that's talent or whether that was fans, needed and necessary. So I try to project out, what I think will happen in order to dictate my budget. At least that's what I do for the first time show in an area. And then from there, I can kind of base it on previous numbers. I'm very good at sticking within the budget. Every show I've run to where I was the only money person or I've had at least 50% say, I've been able to stick within that budget while providing good entertainment for everyone coming to the show. And then I think it's always good to have local people that kind of are able to help out in the case that I'm not able to make it to the area a lot. So I have people like Matt and some other people in the area. They're flyering, whether it's Matt's fantastic local shows, some other local shows in the area, local restaurants, bars, and kind of having the talent help too. I think that's where a lot of the younger talent do a better job than maybe some of the legends who have less of a presence on social media, and that they're able to get the word out to their own audience, the people that are on their page, the people that follow them, and then it kind of all comes into promoting the show. And that's kind of the gist of I like variety on the card to where you're going to have your legends, you're going to have your specialized acts, you're going to have younger acts, to where you have a little something for everybody. Because if you have a lot of the same type of wrestler from the similar generation, then you're gonna draw that fan, which is fantastic. But when you're able to kind of bring in some younger talent, bring in some talent from the 90s, so on and so forth, you're able to hit more demographics, you're able to penetrate more markets, and you're kind of able to have a well-balanced show.
I will testify that last year nobody did better in sales than the Boogeyman. Like that was he drew kids big time.
Yeah, I know his numbers. He brought in a lot of money that day.
Yeah.
And he, someone like the Boogeyman, to his credit, in gimmick the entire time. Like from the moment you see him, he's exactly how you would see him on TV. And I think with the gimmick like the Boogeyman, you really wouldn't want to see him in jeans and the sweater, right? You want to see him with the beads, with the face paint, and he came, dressed exactly how everyone saw him on TV.
Yeah.
But I think the variety goes a long way. It's a spice of life, and there's a reason Baskin Robbins has 99 flavors, right? So all that goes into
35, but you're close.
32 flavors.
Is it 32?
It's 32 flavors. You're
32,
both wrong.
yes.
Well, I'm really wrong. Russell is only kind of wrong.
You guys are from California and New York. I don't blame you. It's.
Well, what do you guys think of Ben and Jerry's? I like Ben and Jerry's.
Unless you're the opening match and you're squashing 5 seconds and.
Oh, now you hurt Casey's feelings. He wants to be over. He wants a title.
I said he can wear the purple haze mask.
I don't care about getting over at all.
Yeah, he does.
I mean,
don't let him trick you. He's a wrestler and he cares about getting over.
It never changes. You're
losing's not a problem at all, but 5-second squash match, that's.
Look, I know me. I even as managing.
You added the 5 seconds. Props. I didn't add that.
Yeah.
You put the time on it, not me.
But,
okay, 10 seconds.
I was Matt, have you get at least 3 minutes?
Matt, have you thought about someone bringing back the Bundy 5 count?
Ooh, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea either.
I love it. I don't know why no one's done this since him. It's such a silly little thing, but there's people that just remember Bundy and the 5 count.
Yeah.
No one's done it since. I mean.
Yeah, all that old stuff is brand new to kids. They've never seen anything like it.
That was a great gimmick.
Oh yeah, no, I've always said that. If you haven't seen it, it's new to you.
5.
Yeah. If you haven't seen it, it's new to you. So that's,
exactly.
And as I've been out postering for all these shows we're running, that's one thing I've really noticed is like when I say we're bringing a live pro wrestling show, there is a fair amount of people, maybe 25 to 30%, where they like don't quite understand what I'm saying until I say like a WWE show.
Yeah.
Oh, WWE. Okay. I'm like, oh boy. Okay. Well.
Yeah, but then they're ready.
We're gonna take it all back. We're gonna take it all back. It's all ours.
And you say it's a WWE show, but then they're like, okay, well, we have to get out a loan for a second mortgage for the house.
No, they know what we're talking about.
And you can
say,
no, it's going to cost you 25
But I mean,
bucks.
there's a fair cross section that think like we're going to roll out mats, and it's like their kids do in school, and I'm like, no, not amateur wrestling.
But it's the affordability element is so big now because most families can't afford to go see a WWE show. I mean, if you maybe go to one in a lifetime because it's going to sink down.
And even if you pay it, it's not the same experience as going to a local live wrestling show where you're in the third row arguing with a wrestler And, to Portland Wrestling's credit, I would say we are the only promotion I know of in Oregon or Southwest Washington that runs an all ages show where you're not going to have profanities used. And that's been very welcomed, I've noticed, by the families.
And probably not a lot of pure garbage matches where just guys are whapping each other.
No garbage matches at all. No, none of that. No, thank you. Keep
But
it in the ring.
Yeah, but Nick, I appreciate how you then make the wrestlers themselves accessible to the fans by putting on your fan fest and bringing basically breaking that fourth wall between wrestlers and fans without it being a really super expensive process to do like the WWE wants. To meet John Cena, it's $475 to
Sure.
see him for 1 second and maybe shake his hand. You got people real access to these folks, and that gets them to really understand the people who they're seeing in the ring and watching and participating.
Well, I think too. That's one of the fun things about the Portland, the Pacific Northwest Hall of Fame awards is that everyone that buys a ticket, they're going to be sitting with a wrestler, whether that's Dr. Tom Pritchard, whether that's the Grappler, whether that's Joey Jackson, whether that's Rip Rogers. Everyone will be sitting with the wrestler. The tickets are limited, and you're getting a meal, you're getting an award show, and then I'm sure that memory of that meal with the Grappler, with Dr. Tom, that's going right up there with seeing Don Cost and Buddy Rose and the class of 2026 getting inducted, because it's part of the experience. So I appreciate you bringing that up, Russell. I appreciate you having me on too.
No, it's been great, and I know it kept you a little bit longer than you anticipated.
I hope I can make it as well, and just see you and say hi. And
I hope to see you, Casey. Hope you can make it out on February 21st.
Yeah.
And I'd love to come back on, Russell, anytime. I know I'm glad we were finally able to get this worked out after a couple of reschedules. So but yeah, anytime you guys.
When somebody like Johnny Legend dies, that's just unfortunately about half of our shows. Our tribute shows, unfortunately.
Sure. Well, which is a great thing that you do that. I know before that, I there was a mix-up on my end when I was supposed to be on December, but I'm glad you're able to have me on now. And then if anyone has any questions after listening, they can contact me at Captain's Corner on Facebook or Instagram, or head on over to pwexpo.com because the Portland Wrestling Expo 2 is only about a month away, Saturday, February 21st.
Well, I hope you sell a lot of tickets.
I hope I can be there.
Hope to see you, Casey. There's still some time for everyone to get their tickets. All the dinner tickets do have to be in by February 9th.
Well, I know it's laid out there.
We can share some stories.
I'm sure.
Yes. I know it's laid out there on the East Coast, and everybody's got a lot that they got to take care of. It's a holiday tomorrow for Martin Luther King Jr. birthday, but a lot of people are busy. Oh yeah, now you're making me hungry because I skipped dinner to do this show, and then
I had dinner.
I'm
having a glass of water.
Yes, very good. But I know everyone's got a lot going on, so I'm going to wrap the show up a little bit early. But I really appreciate everybody's contribution, Matt. While you're in the middle of your
tri-tip, it's amazing.
Oh, Matt, you're really killing me because I'm starving here. But why
I can't wait to see you, Matt, in person. I can't wait to see you, Matt.
I feel like that was kind of a threat. Like I'm going to be in a squash match that lasts 5 seconds.
Yeah, so, you guys in a cage or something like that.
I'm going to buy you dinner when I see you.
Nice. I'll believe it when I see it. Never trust a wrestler.
So, Nick, why don't you give out your contact info if you wish here?
Sure. Thanks. Everyone can head on over to pwexpo.com. We've got all the up-to-date information about the Portland Wrestling Expo 2 on Saturday, February 21st. Once again, we're back at the Holiday Inn Portland Airport, and we've got the Godfather, Precious Paul Ellering, Ken Patera, the Grappler, Top Gun, Gorgeous Joey Jackson. We're announcing an international superstar this week. It really is going to be a great lineup. I know Teal Piper and Damos will be there. Matt's bringing some additional talent that, is going to be featured all over the Northwest for his big Portland Wrestling Revival. And
all the stars of Portland Wrestling.
There you go. And, of course, the awards is going to be right after that. But like I said, everyone go pwexpo.com. And as always, I'm looking forward to getting back out to the Northwest.
Fantastic.
I really hope to be there.
Matt, do you want to give your
really
contact
hope to
info
be
out?
there.
Hold on, Case. Let's Matt, you want to give your contact info out there?
Portland Wrestling on Facebook. We've got 28,000 beautiful subscribers as of this week. And we're already closing in on 29,000. So Portland Wrestling is growing at an exponential rate. It has metastasized and is getting larger and
That's
larger
awesome.
and larger.
Great word.
YouTube, Ring of Fire Pro Wrestling on YouTube is at 28,000 people too. I'm putting up a lot of old weird wrestling. I'm putting up some of the California Championship Wrestling, which I think Russell will agree is kind of the shits. But it needs to be in other places. It needs to be historically preserved, no matter what.
It's the
Cheers to
previous
that.
CCW. It's the previous CCW, not the one that I managed at.
It is weird to watch California go from Roy Shire's promotion and the LaBelle's promotion to California Championship Wrestling. It is like this stark contrast between night and day.
It is weird.
It's weird. It's like this is how did we go from good quality NWA wrestling to really poor indie wrestling so quickly in California? It's weird. But
Budget.
Yeah.
they also
I
had
agree with you on that.
breathtaking indie wrestling in the 1990s, while we were like in the dark ages up here still. So I got sidetracked there. I'm sorry. Watch all the wrestling from the West Coast. Come to the Portland Wrestling Expo, pwexpo.com. I don't make a dime off of saying that, just so you know. I do it because Nick is doing amazing work here in the Portland area every single year with the PW Expo. So check it out, pwexpo.com.
And Casey, I'll give you the last word.
The opening match will be me and Matt in the ring. I'll do the
Don't
job
blink
in
or you'll
5
miss it,
seconds.
folks. Don't
Dog
blink or you'll
collar.
miss it.
Dog collar match. Yeah, we'll see the footage next week. Hey guys, I really appreciate you being
I
on.
love you, brother. I'm just giving you a rib.
No, it's fine. I really appreciate having you guys on. We'll definitely have you guys on again, especially if there's something big that happens in the Pacific Northwest.
This has been
Love having you.
fun. It's good to see all you guys again.
Yes, you too, Casey.
Great.
Had a fun time tonight, guys.
Oh yes, we'll wrap it up here. We'll see everybody next week. Thank you guys for being on the
Cheers.
show.
Thank you.
Cheers to the working man.
Good night,
Take care,
everyone.
boys.